Hello again. Today let's talk about the fluctuations in practice exam results. Dear parents, as you know, we're in the period of practice exams, and students can encounter different results in every exam they take. Some weeks they improve, and some weeks there may be declines. These fluctuations are actually quite normal, because each practice exam measures not only academic knowledge, but also your child's mood, sleep patterns, emotional state, motivation, and even the impact of a small event that happened during the day. In other words, we can say that practice exams carry not just a knowledge graph, but also an emotional graph within themselves. A student's progress does not follow a straight line. You can think of it like a heartbeat line. In fact, every rise and fall shows that the system is active. So the results may fluctuate, but they are alive. That's why we shouldn't get discouraged every time there's a drop. On the contrary, let's remember that this drop is actually a warning, showing us which points we need to pay attention to in order to rise again. So, what can we do as parents in this situation? Let's take a look at this for a moment. First of all, instead of panicking, it's best to observe the process. Usually after practice exams, a bit of chaos erupts at home. Oh no, my child's results haven't improved, they're going up and down. Last week they did so well in science, but this week their score dropped. Comments like, but they studied for their lessons, start circulating at home. These come from both the student and the parents. Stay calm. Just as we don't see the benefits of a medicine after a single dose when we visit the doctor, the process of studying works the same way. The lessons a child studies in just 1 week won't suddenly boost their performance. What they're studying isn't a magic wand. That's why you need to be a bit patient. This is a process. If there's a decline in a practice test, instead of immediately saying, "Where did you go wrong?" take a moment and pause. Ask your child, how did they experience this week? What did they go through? So how was the process for you? What challenged you this week? Talk about these things. Focus on observing the process rather than just the result. I'm not only referring to your child's academic progress, I'm also talking about their emotional state and mental well-being. Remember, every exam is a rehearsal, and every rehearsal is a gain. Be a calm, reassuring voice by your child's side. In time, they will find their own balance throughout the process anyway. That's all I wanted to talk about for this week. See you in the next video. Goodbye.